Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. Please stand. Salute the United States flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now the Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
And now our superintendent will lead us in a prayer.
Let's pray. Lord, thank you for letting us gather here this evening, and we just pray that you keep everyone safe as they travel home, and Lord, help us to make good decisions tonight, and also be with the family of Lyra Lamb as she passed away this past week, and Lord, give that family comfort. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Student spotlight.
We've got a couple of excellent soccer players here tonight. And so we've got Coach Campbell here. Wow. And so we wanted to recognize these guys for their hard work, specifically Daniel De La Torre and Trinity Barrow. We've got a little synopsis of these kids, and apparently they do a great job on and off the field, and a lot of character. But Coach Campbell, he had the following to say about them. He said, both players work diligently in the off-season to better hone their skills and improve their fitness. Daniel provides great senior leadership as one of our defenders. His work rate on the field is tremendous. Trinity has been asked to play multiple positions on the field this year and has never once backed down from the assignment. She also provides good leadership when playing outside midfielder or defender. Both players are a delight to coach and work with. And then I asked Ms. Schoaf if she would add a little something to that as far as how they do in the classroom. And she said it's a pleasure to recognize Trinity for her outstanding contributions to our campus. As a dedicated soccer player, she demonstrates exceptional work ethic and resilience. But beyond her athletic and academic commitments, she's also known for her willingness to help staff members and her peers, and is constantly joyful. And Trinity doesn't just show up, she steps up and brings a smile and a can-do spirit. Daniel is someone who shows up and delivers as well, whether it's meeting his responsibilities as a student or the polite way he interacts with everyone around him. He sets a high standard for what a student athlete should be. And Ms. Schoaf said, keep leading by example, Daniel. So we want to honor both of those two students tonight for their great work ethic and on and off the field. So Daniel, Trinity, if y'all would come on up. Daniel, you want to get the picture too, Ms. Schoaf? Yes, congratulations. Scoot over a little bit here. The kids, you want to take a picture too? They've cast it out. Yeah, sure.
One, two, three.
Thank you guys. Congratulations.
Daniel, are you kin to Claudia? Are you kin to Claudia?
Am I related to Claudia? Yes.
How?
She's my mother.
Mr. Raymond's just testing you.
Yes, we love her too.
Yes, yes. All right. Well, we've got
Staff spotlight.
a couple of staff spotlights. The first, we'll go with Jessica Hauser. Jessica's back. There's Jess. Jess, y'all probably remember she came and presented to you guys when she wanted to do the junior high trip to Washington, D.C. And so Jess is a really good English teacher, and she's been helping out with theater as well, helping Mr. Hood. So again, you probably remember her from October, talking about the D.C. trip. She's an excellent 8th grade RLA teacher. And I asked Ms. Penrod to give a little summation of how Jess is doing, and she said, with a calm and steady presence, she connects with students at all levels and turns everyday moments into meaningful learning opportunities. Jess is innovative, outside-the-box thinker, whether it's hosting a ghost credibility court, sounds interesting, while studying Hamlet, guiding students in creating virtual museums, or having them design a persuasive field trip brochure for campus administrators. All of her assignments are creative and rigorous and really engaging. And in her classroom, students are not just completing work, they're thinking and debating, researching and creating. And to get outside her classroom, she steps in all the time when there's a need. When the theater troupe was doing the one-act play, she volunteered and stayed after school to support them. She's collaborative and open to new ideas, and even hosted a Donuts with Diffit mini PD session to help colleagues with AI. And her students are better because she pours so much into them every single day. So we want to honor Jess tonight. Thank you, Jess. You and Susie want to come on up? Jess, what is that ghostly tour that they went on?
It was very cool.
It was a ghost court.
Oh,
They had
okay.
to decide if the ghost of Hamlet's father was credible or not.
Okay. Wow.
It was very cool.
Yes, that is great.
Smile.
That was fun.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, next up, Devin Anderson. So Devin is our art facilitator at the elementary, and he's also the lead art facilitator for the district. And he's a great asset to the elementary and the district as well. And asked Principal Carrie Judd to say a few words about Devin. Devin's our lead art facilitator, and he mentors and provides guidance to the other facilitators across the district. He's instrumental in making sure our campus is prepared for upcoming ARDs. He's a trusted resource for special ed questions and provides thoughtful, valuable input. In addition, he has to attend all of our RTI meetings and support the staff and answer questions. We're truly fortunate to have Devin's leadership and support at the elementary level. And then I asked Becky Weatherford, our SPED director, what she thought about Devin, and she said Devin is a dedicated professional with great knowledge and work ethic. His willingness to assist in task and professionalism contribute to maintaining high standards. And through his work, students receive good support and advocacy and opportunities they deserve. His commitment to serving others really positively impacts everyone. We're so thankful for his service and efforts and the difference he makes each day. So we're really proud of Devin and really glad that he's here. Devin, we appreciate you. Come on up. Harry, you want to come up too? Get that, yeah. Okay. I'll over seven.
Walk at me.
1, 2, 3.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Guys, y'all are certainly welcome to stay, but you don't have to. You can leave if you like. So. Look how quickly Mike got it. Jody, good seeing you.
You too.
Seeing that there's no one signed up for public comments, we'll go to consent agenda. These are items that are monthly on our list, but we don't have a vote on each one unless someone wants to pull one. Minutes of February 12th, special meeting, financial statements as of January 31, bills and payrolls for January 26, budget amendments, year-to-date budget amendments to fund balance, vital signs report, food service report. Anybody want to pull any of those? Do I hear a motion that we accept those? Okay, Calvin, seconded by Charles. All in favor? Okay, now information items on cell phones.
Yeah, we had the big cell phone law that came out over the summer, and sometimes they have these upending, earth-moving laws that they come up with, and the campuses just make it happen. But I wanted to have a follow-up to see, well, has it been good? Has it been bad? What's been going on? I thought y'all might be interested in that, so I asked Ms. Schoaf and Ms. Penrod, since they're at the two upper campuses and probably had the most dealings with it. The younger ones, that's not as impactful. A lot of the intermediate on down, they may have a phone, but it's not like every student. And so I wanted Liz and Susie to talk a little bit about what they're seeing and if the kids have been obeying or if they've been trying to sneak a phone and what's been going on. So Liz, you want to start?
Sure. It's been really positive. We started out the year, and even really before the year even started, communicating this transition of it's the law now. And started from day one with teachers talking about that in class, laying out the expectations. There has been very little pushback. I think knowing that it is the law helps keep things very clear in black and white. So if there is an infraction, we just say, I'm sorry that you feel differently, or that you maybe got caught, but it is the rule, and we follow through with a phone call home and then document as well. As far as an increase in student engagement, we definitely see that in the classrooms because students know that there is follow through on our end, so they're not going to try to break the rule by maybe sneaking it out or coming up with a reason as to why they might want it. Our teachers have done a tremendous job of keeping it consistent as well. Our substitutes do too. I would say probably on a twice a month basis, we have a substitute who confiscates a phone that's being used in class, so we appreciate that consistency even with the subs. Where we have seen a really an uptick in engagement and just students with interacting with each other has been during lunch, where typically they were allowed to have their phones out during lunch, and so a lot of students used them, and they were really quiet, maybe didn't talk to anyone, but that's not the case now. They talk to each other. At the beginning of the year, we were a little afraid that they might not know what to do, and it might make students who maybe didn't always have someone to talk to at lunch feel a little singled out because they didn't have that device to look at anymore. So we bought a whole cart full of board games and cards, and we had that there for them to use, and we were intentionally just handing them out during that first week or so of lunch. And the kids thought that was great. They thought we were cooler than they knew we were because we had done that. And so they really took to the games well and started playing those, and I think that really helped jumpstart conversations where you might not have seen them before. They don't need the games anymore. Some of them still play them, but there's just a lot of talking and laughing, and that's a great thing. And you see it in the hallways as well, where it was a rule before where you couldn't, but someone usually tried to sneak it out and use it. And so I think that's just the norm now, that phones aren't allowed, therefore they've opted for the other option, which is the better one, to talk to their friends or make new friends as well.
That's good. So replace the phones with gambling.
Yeah.
Susie, what all, junior high, similar result?
Well, maybe a touch of gambling, but not really. No, they do play a lot of cards, and there's a very fierce game of spoons that's always played during lunch, and the engagement for sure at lunch, the volume of lunch has gone up quite a bit because the kids are talking and playing games. We have chess going on, we've got checkers, we have lots of card games going on, just straight up chit chat happening, so it's all good. The law has been a huge help. I mean, there's just no debating it. It's the law, and so we haven't gotten pushback. Really, I think all year long we've had 2 instances, and both were kids trying to call mom. And we're like, you can come to the office, you can call us, we had to pick up the phone, let the parents know, didn't do anything else besides give the phone at the end of the day. That's it, all year long. So the side benefit that has been great is that we've always had to deal with the previous cell phone policies with a little social media drama on things that would take place maybe during lunch and posts or TikToks or whatever. Well, now that they can't have their phone, things that happen are always outside of school, and we can't discipline outside of school. We can't regulate what happens at home, so we could only handle what happened inside school. So in terms of discipline with that, that's been a nice benefit, is that we're not handling any TikTok drama or Instagram drama or Snapchat drama that took place during lunch, So, but the kids, they've adjusted. I mean, they talking in the hallways and the whole bit. So teachers are not having to feel like they have to battle anything during the day. It's the law, so it's good.
Kids being kids. Yeah. Well, so if anybody on the street ever comes up to you, hey, whatever happened with that cell phone law, you can tell them kind of what's going on. So it's been a success story.
Student attendance initiatives.
So I also asked the principals to give us some ideas what they're doing to help improve attendance. And so, of course, in addition to the punitive type things like, letters home or truancy court or things like that, what are some of the positive things you do to try to incentivize kids coming? And so I asked all 5 of them. So Ben, a little bitty guys, what are some things y'all are doing?
We do a monthly one. Taylor kind of runs this for us, and the one we did recently was a big hit. Was a snowball fight. So the class with the highest attendance got to do a snowball fight. There's actually Sears class won it, and so then she called us down and ambushed us. So thank you for that. The kids had a blast with it. So it's hard for a student that small to understand coming to school is important, so you got to reach out to the parents. So at the end of the year, we also have some gift cards to give away that Michelle Martin and our community outreach program has gotten for us. So hopefully that'll make a little bit of difference. We give away some bikes as well. So
Every little bit helps.
every little bit, yes.
Carrie, elementary, what do y'all do?
In the fall, we did attendance is a big deal, D-I-L-L. Our teachers competed that week, and the classrooms with the highest attendance rate got the teacher dressed up as a pickle. And so the kids really loved that. They thought it was funny. And so that kind of got our attendance rate going. In the spring, we've done it. Sweet scoops of attendance, and so the kids had 10 pieces of an ice cream sundae, and they were able to build every day that they had perfect attendance in their classroom, their ice cream sundaes, and we've got 3 winners for, one for each grade level, and so they've really liked that, and they're excited about that attendance. We also celebrate some attendance at our character awards that we do every 6 weeks, and so we have kids that we put in their names into a hat, and then we draw out a boy and a girl winner, and we give them just a random prize that we have. And then sometimes in the mornings, random mornings, we have McDonald's ice cream coupons, and so you show up to school and you get an ice cream coupon.
That's great. Angie, intermediate, what are y'all doing there?
Oh, let's see. Well, we do a monthly attendance where 95% attendance, if they have perfect attendance, and the teacher submits their attendance on time, because that was, our secretary spent a lot of time calling. So they get to move their shark. And so whoever gets their shark, they win popcorn and extra recess, because extra recess is a big thing over at our campus. So we do that monthly. Every 9 weeks, we recognize students with perfect attendance, and we've kind of shored ours up to not just being present at 9:30, but they have to be present for 75% of the day. Because I noticed we had a lot of parents that had caught on that I can come check them out at 9:35, and it still looks like they had perfect attendance, but if you're not there the whole day, you miss out on a big chunk of instruction. So we kind of shored that up a little bit. And then at the end of the year, we'll have fire tablets that'll go to those kiddos that have had perfect attendance.
Wow.
And so, just all the fun stuff.
Yeah. Susie, junior high?
So our biggest thing that the kids love the most is at the end of the week, we get a 7th grade boy, 7th grade girl, 8th grade boy, 8th grade girl who have perfect attendance for that week, and they get their names thrown into a hat, pull their names, and they get a free Sonic drink of their choice provided to them at lunch. They love that. And we've had a couple weeks where things have gotten a little bit crazy and we missed that week, and they remind us. I was here all week and you didn't draw, and so they always want their, can I carry over to another week? Nope, you gotta be present the whole week. That's one of their favorites. But the other one is we'll do random class, whole class present cookie trays. So any period of the day, you walk in and you have a big old cookie tray, and you're like, say to the teacher, oh, Miss Hauser, is everybody in your class here? And if they all are, then they get the cookie tray. If they're not, then they're like, oh. And usually the kid, when they come back, are like, because of you, we missed the cookie tray. So a little peer pressure to get them to show up every day. But those are the 2 top things that we do. We're constantly promoting it. We do the other things with the teachers. 3rd day of absence, make a parent reach out to the student and or the parent, find out what's going on, tell them we want them back. What can we do to get them here? And then of course there's the other side where we have to do the truancy and the yucky side, but the good stuff with the Sonic drinks and the cookie trays and the parent phone calls and stuff like that, those usually work the best.
Liz, the older kids?
So ours is a mix of rewards, but also accountability, because once they reach us, they are old enough to understand that if I choose not to come, and a lot of times it's choice because they can often get themselves to and from campus, so there's some follow through on our end. So as far as the rewards go, we have a drawing every grading period for gift cards that were donated to us, and that's one for a student in every grade level. We have semester grand prizes where we give out the fire tablets like Angie referenced. We, in March, initiate a perfect attendance pizza drawing. So students who had perfect attendance the week before, we draw names from every grade level that following week. And if they win, then we order them a medium 2-topping pizza from Studebaker's, like their choice. And it gets delivered to them during lunch on a Thursday, so everyone else around them can see, like, I got this pizza and why. We also brought back final exam exemptions that had been gone for a while. We brought those back. And so students that have fewer than 7 absences that don't fall under the funded code, they'll be exempt from their finals if the course doesn't require a final. As far as accountability goes, for students that are juniors and seniors, in order to attend prom, they have to have fewer than 15 unexcused absences. If they don't, they're not going to get a prom ticket sold to them. And they have plenty of opportunity to get that number down because we offer our weekly after-school attendance recovery sessions. So if you're not coming, then you're not taking advantage of the system and the ability to do this. Once we hit May, attendance tends to drop, especially within the senior class, sometimes the junior class. And so this year, in order to be a senior who, or even really any student, who's assisting with end-of-year celebrations like at the other campuses, what we're doing this year is you can only be a senior and you have to have 90% attendance or higher in order to do that. Because a lot of students will see that like, oh, May is when we stop coming for whatever reason. And so we want to kind of pull back from that and them seeing so many kids gone. And then the last one is we've streamlined our recovery process. We used to offer 2 after-school attendance recovery sessions. Now we only offer 1, and that's on Wednesdays for an hour because there were a lot of students taking advantage of the opportunity of being able to go twice a week, and they would wait until April or May in order to make an effort to recover lost seat time. And so there was a little bit of abuse of the system. We're also looking at, as a student goes into their junior or senior year, if they have the tendency to miss the first 1, 2, or 3 periods of the day, we're not going to give you late arrival because you need to learn to arrive on time. And so that's something that we're looking at for next year as well.
Yeah, hopefully now we got past the December, January flu push. We're hoping they'll really increase.
One thing, can I add one thing to that on the transportation side of things? We will give students who missed a bus a ride in a van. If they call, we had a junior high student call a couple weeks ago, they missed the bus and didn't want to be absent that day. And so they were out. The bus couldn't turn around to pick up the student where they lived, and so we sent a van to pick them up. And we will do that for any student or parent that calls that needs it, because sometimes they oversleep or they just miss the bus. And if when we can't circle back, we'll go get them.
That's good. Good deal.
Can I make a comment, Dr. Pollard?
Yeah.
Especially with your high school kids. You've got to make it where it punishes them not to be here. Or they don't really care. If you want to change some of their attitudes, is you make your makeup days are on what day?
Wednesdays.
You make it a Saturday. Now they don't want to miss a Saturday. And if you say you've got to do it, well then that's fine. You could even put them in ISS until they serve it. But you're going to have to make it where it hurts them and not on their time, not school time. So just something to think about. But if you put it on Saturdays, they'll start showing up because they do not want to give up their weekend, I assure you.
Right.
I did it and it worked.
And Mr. Alderson said he'd do it again for us. No, I'm
Any questions on attendance? All right, bus stops.
Yeah, speaking of bus stops.
Bus stops, yeah. Last semester, you guys approved to move some bus stops in the flat area to a community stop. Just giving you an update on that. It's been very successful. In fact, all of the students in that community now get on at the community stop. About 15 to 20 students get on and off at the flat church each day. Probably the most appreciative person of the whole process to start was the bus driver, Mr. Brooks. He did not like stopping on Highway 36, especially in some of those dangerous areas. And so it's much better for him, but it's the kids in that area are able to get on the bus later in the morning because they can get on the bus when it comes back through flat instead of having to get on when it goes headed out of town, and then they get off earlier in the afternoon as well because it's one of the first stops headed out that way. So it's been very successful, and like I said, everyone's pretty much joined on board, and they've started getting on at the community stop. It's a good deal.
And there wasn't much pushback from the
Yeah,
parents?
nobody complained about it at all.
Understood the rationale behind it.
Yep, the only comments I got were, surprised it took y'all so long to do this. We needed it off the highway.
Good.
And so they were appreciative.
Glad they understood.
So it's good. It works. It's good stuff.
Let us know if there are any
Do
other
we do the
dangers.
same thing, say like Turnersville?
That's what I was fixing to ask.
We do have a community stop in Turnersville, yes, at the community center. Obviously, it's not a highway, it's as risky of a highway stop, as dangerous, but that is and that one is more for, it's hard for the bus to get to some of those areas and turn around. They were doing some bridge construction out there for a long time, and I don't know if they finished it or not. But that kind of led to the community stop, and then it's carried over.
What time they normally pick them up? You know?
Oh, I have no idea. That's
not a big deal.
Yeah,
But they do
I've not
have
driven that
pickup.
around in the mornings. I've driven in the afternoon a couple times.
But they do have a pickup in Turnersville too.
Yep, at the
Good.
community stop. And we did have one at the Cowboy Church. There's just nobody that rides out that way, that far out anymore right now. Those are the main ones outside of the town. So, did you have another question?
That's what I was gonna ask, are there other areas?
Turnersville. Turnersville is the main new one and the one on 36. If enough riders start riding out West 84, we'll go back to the community, the Cowboy Church.
We'll let y'all know if there's any other dangerous ones that pop up.
And I guess technically we have one at the Pitcoat Church. It's like 2 or 3 riders, but it's not really a community stop because we do make a lot of stops on 116 headed out there.
Thanks, Kelsey.
Okay, now we move to action items. We'll start with MOU with Temple College.
This is a routine action item, getting a memorandum of understanding with Temple College with their Texas Bioscience Institute. We have 2 students that are taking advantage of that opportunity. They should earn their associate's degree by the time they graduate high school. And so this MOU that's presented to you is to continue that partnership with Temple College, and it'll go in for the next school year, 26-27. We'll have 2 students in it, and we expect to have 2 more. So the recommendation is to approve the MOU with Temple College so GHS students may continue to take advantage of dual credit coursework offered through the Texas Bioscience Institute.
Any further discussion? Do I hear a motion to accept? Linda? Second? Okay. I got it.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Thank you.
We're just testing you, Scott.
Hill College.
Liz worked on this one for a long time to get this one.
I'm presenting our MOU with Hill College, which is a new MOU, not like the Temple College. So here's a copy of it. All right, so it's being presented because this will allow us to meet Texas Education Code that's referenced there. And that code mandates that districts collaborate with institutions of higher education in order to have material and partnerships to prepare our 12th grade seniors that are showing that they're not college ready at that point for college level math and English. In previous years, we've partnered with CTC. We also used Texas College Bridge for a few years, but College Bridge no longer meets the standards set by TEA. Whenever we have this MOU, we're allowed to offer 2 courses that we call College and Career English and College and Career Math to our seniors. Through our partnership with Hill College, we'll have access to curriculum, also collaboration with professors at Hill College. This will assist our teachers in developing lessons that help create remedial coursework. So that when our students take the TSI, which is the Texas Success Initiative Assessment, their senior year, then they'll be better prepared for those tests. Almost all of our students, if they're going to a college or university or a junior college, are required to submit those scores. If they haven't met the passing standard, then they're enrolled in remedial classes first. So the goal is to have them graduate with that passing score so that they can enroll in, say, college algebra or a non-lingual English class like 1301. Having this partnership also will allow us to code our courses under PEAMS as CCMR courses, and so that also assists us on the CCMR side of accountability. So I'm recommending that the board approve the memorandum of understanding with Hill College.
Any further discussion? Do I hear a motion? Calvin, do I hear a second? Linda? All in favor? All right. Now, Liz, we're going to talk about UT going away?
Not completely, no, not completely going away. We'd like to discuss and propose switching 3 of our current dual credit courses from UT on-ramps to Angelo State. And reason being different for each one. Currently, we offer college algebra and statistics through on-ramps and English 1301 and 1302. For math, we would like to transition to Angelo State because it'll allow our seniors to earn 6 hours their senior year rather than having to choose one over the other. So typically a senior right now is going to decide whether they want to take college algebra or statistics. And that is because UT offers those courses at a year-long pace rather than semester. Angelo State offers them at the semester pace, so a student could be in both their senior year. We'll also be able to streamline the teachers who are teaching that to 1 rather than 2. For the transition to Angelo State for English, what we're wanting to do here is to be able to take advantage of working under an ASU professor a little more closely in regards to what it looks like on the AI side and the AI use of, or students' use of AI. What we're discovering is there is a lot of it, and we don't always have a lot of guidance, and our goal is to be able to partner with them so that there's a teacher giving a lot more support to our teachers and our faculty. Because we want to teach them how to develop that skill, but it not hinder their critical thinking and writing. And right now, it is a beast, and with every day there's another tool that our students have found and are using, and they're not always negative, but right now we need help navigating that as well.
So how many courses are still UT on-ramps?
UT will still offer U.S. history and chemistry and biology. We already partnered with Angelo State for government and economics, and we've had a great year with them. They've been great about communicating, follow through, and our teacher Jeannie Collins is happy with the program, and our students are doing really well. We had more A's first semester than we've had in a long time in both of those courses as well.
Sean, you usually ask about dual credit courses.
I'm
Anything
excited
else?
about this. No, London has had a great experience in hers.
Yeah.
Good, good.
Okay, so I'm recommending that college algebra, statistics, and English 1301 and 1302 transition from UT on-ramps to Angelo State University.
Any further discussion? Do I hear a motion? Okay, Cheyenne, okay, Calvin seconds. All in favor? All right,
Thank you.
Pam Williams, you're up.
Mobile dentist.
So each year, we have a mobile dentist that comes to Gatesville ISD, and they service our lower campuses. This year, they'll cover 3 days in the month of April, where they come in and for free of charge, students can have their teeth cleaned, filled, and sometimes referred for other services if more in-depth is needed. It is time to renew our MOU with them, with the Department of Human Services. So it's my recommendation that we renew our MOU with Department of Human Services so we can keep providing this for our students. It will renew in August of this year and goes through 2030. So
A lot of kids benefit from this.
they absolutely do. And they allow us to refer throughout the year when we have emergencies come up for students.
So that's all campuses? All-
It's our lower primary, elementary, intermediate.
And we have had situations where we had a high school student one time that wore her braces. She didn't have them removed and they were on too long. And we had a dental person do it pro bono, took them off, I believe. So.
So it's a great service for our students and families.
Any further discussion? Do I hear a motion that we accept this proposal? Okay, Emily, second. Okay, Linda, all in favor? And it passes. Okay, instructional materials.
This is a regularly scheduled action item. Every year we present a list of our classroom resources, and the state requires you to approve that we are covering 100% of the TEKS with these resources. The one thing to note about this particular one is that we're expanding our Bluebonnet learning instruction. This is the state curriculum that we have started in the younger grade levels, and I want to recognize and commend primary for kindergarten jumping out there and having math and reading, and kind of doing a pilot with the reading program. We've had Bluebonnet math from kindergarten to 3rd grade. up until now, and then they started with RLA, the reading. And so they waded through those waters and hit all the trouble spots and helped out the other classes. The other campuses went down and observed, spoke with them. They could talk plainly with each other about what it's like in the trenches with Bluebonnet. And so this next year, we're expecting to expand Bluebonnet reading to kindergarten to 3rd grade, which is taking it to elementary, and then expanding Bluebonnet math from 4th to 5th grade. The state set aside money specifically for Bluebonnet, and so that's how we're going to access. We're going to purchase that money with what the state has set aside. That Bluebonnet money is separate from our usual instructional materials account allotment and our state-approved allotment, and so now that it's only for Bluebonnet, we're going to take advantage of it. And based off the recommendations from the teachers and stuff, that's why we're making this move and this expansion.
I would like to hear from Brittany and Tammy. So how's it been? Truthfully, I always hear it's a big undertaking.
It was a beast.
It was at first.
At the beginning, but once we got into the groove of what we need, and it's a lot of going back and forth, you know. We've got it to where,
Yeah, once you get the routine and you know where all the materials are, it's a lot easier. Like this second semester has been like that.
Are y'all seeing growth that you were expecting to see or surprised by the growth in the students learning?
I think the math has been huge. I think the math has been, the reading is just like it's just a shift. It's just different. Like we're just having to see like where we go with it because it's just a different path than we're used to. But they've done well.
Have you seen anything controversial in it? Or not? Or was that more hype than reality?
I think that was more hype than reality. It didn't hit a lot of stuff like everybody made it out to be. It was going to be this religious, I mean,
Like you're in
all
Sunday
over.
school. Yeah.
Yes,
Right,
no, and
it's
it
not.
hasn't been like that at all.
It has referenced the Bible.
We had like the golden rule was one of the lessons.
Right. Yeah.
And it talks about wisdom, and that was one of the lessons. But other than that, like it's not anything you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to teach this.
Right.
Leave it to the media.
Yeah.
I'm assuming there was a lot of praying and cussing, but that was on the teacher side. I do know from the other campuses, the elementary and the intermediate teachers that went down and observed them in kindergarten, it set them at ease. Somebody's already been through some painstaking exercises, and they kind of know some pitfalls, some shortcuts, and they said this is what you need to look out for, and so that was a big benefit. And so kudos to primary for taking on the challenge and helping the rest of us out. So the recommendation is the board approve the list of instructional materials, certifying the district will cover 100% of the TEKS.
Any further questions? No? Okay. Do I hear a motion to accept? All right, Charles, a second, Linda. All in favor?
Thank you.
FE rate.
Technology.
We are gearing up for next year already, and it's going to start with E-rate tonight. E-rate is a federally funded program that's administered through USAC that helps schools pay for internet and telecommunication services. We have teamed with E-rate for several years, and it's an 80-20 program. So the program through the feds will pay 80% of the approved equipment needed to be either replaced or new in general to keep the district in internet services, and then we're responsible for the other 20%. This board item presented tonight is for the 26-27 school year, and it begins in July. So we put out a request for proposal because we are eligible to apply for Category 2 funding, and so we were asking for Meraki, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but switches. And this proposal includes the cabling, the switches, the licensing, and the accessories. And so when we went out to bid, we received a total of 10 bidders, which we were surprised, that was a lot for us. And each bid was scored according to a predetermined evaluation, and TFE, Technology for Education, was our winning bidder. We have a good working relationship with TFE. They've done it with us for the last several years. And so the district is prepared to execute a contract with TFE for $146,000, and the management requests board approval for this. The total cost to the district for our 20% will be right around $29,260. So we recommend that the board approve and allow us to enter into this contract with TFE for this E-rate product and service for next school year. Any questions?
Any further discussion? Do I hear a motion to accept? Okay, Lloyd, a second. Okay. Cheyenne seconds. All in favor? All right, school calendar.
E-rate funding is very important. I sure hope they never take it away.
They were talking about taking it away this year, but they didn't, thank goodness.
That really helps us buy infrastructure. So school calendar, last action item. It's always about this time of year where we sit down with a big group of people and look at different options. And so the main couple of things about the school calendar, a lot of it is similar to all as normal. But one thing our staff really wanted was a fall break. So between Labor Day and Thanksgiving, that's a no man's land as far as getting burned out. And so we were able to, by having the primary and elementary go the same number of instructional minutes next year as the 3 upper campuses, it buys us more days to sprinkle holidays in there. And so if you see at the end of September, the 28th and 29th, that will be a 4-day weekend for everybody, not just students, but the staff too. And so I think that'll really help them get through the fall a little bit better than what the current calendar has done. The other thing is that a lot of other districts and some of the local colleges, they've migrated their spring break to the 3rd week in March. And so, like right now, this year, ours doesn't align with several of the nearby districts and universities. And so we wanted to make sure we have a similar break. So when our folks go on spring break, their family members that are maybe in other districts or colleges will be off at the same time. And we have a few early outs that are coinciding with some of the away football games that are further away, that require more driving. Most of the rest of it is pretty normal. We have, now the state wants us to go back the way we used to do it, with 2 bad weather days embedded in there. And so we have one on April 16th and one on May 10th. And so if we don't use any bad weather time, we'll get those days off. As it is, in addition to those 2 days, we have embedded in the minutes another 3 days. And so if we had some horrible winter storm that took 5 days, we'd be good. We could take the whole week off, we wouldn't have to make it up. If it goes to the 6th day, then we'd have to look at the possibility of going back sometime or converting something to an actual student work day. So we get done before Memorial Day. Graduation is a similar area. We have all of our typical holidays. We've got a day off for the fair, and day off for Good Friday, and all the typical things. And so the staff voted between a couple of calendars, and A got 3/4 of the vote, B got 1/4. And so we would recommend to you, this is the A version. We would recommend that you approve this calendar tonight so we can post it and disseminate it to the families. Any comments or questions about it?
Do I hear a motion to accept the calendar? Okay, Calvin, second Emily. All in favor? Executive session begins now.
Thank you, guys.
The calendar 63, right?
6.
Yeah. 14.